what you're doing there, buddy.
So, these are crawfish. And we got corn, sausage, and potato from a grab-and-go place right here in Biloxi.
Biloxi where?
Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
So it's Taranto's Crawfish House. One of the things I like about being down here, that we get to eat crawfish. Mmm, that is amazing. Ah, well worth the drive.
Look at the ominous cloud. Look, it looks like it's gonna rain today. I hope we'll be prepared today. Or should it rain?
We have our ponchos.
Well, that'll be a first. That means it's not gonna rain at all.
Last time we came down, we were in New Orleans. We used the ponchos.
We didn't bring the ponchos.
Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, we walked to the grocery store and then we brought back groceries underneath our ponchos.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Somebody owes me an apology. All right, so here we are. We're in Biloxi, Mississippi. And behind me, you can see the lighthouse is lit. This is their world famous. It's one of their landmarks, famous landmarks. One of the top things to see and do while you're here in Biloxi. It's currently closed right now. It opens up again at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. But it looks like the lighthouse came on just in time, because if you look out over the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, depending on who you talk to, it is looks like there's a storm coming in. So the lighthouse is lit.
The bridge is all gone from the hurricanes. Okay, another photo opportunity. This is pretty, really beautiful.
If you had your gimbal, what?
Isn't this place pretty? So here we have the Hard Rock Casino. Look at that. Voila. Told you there's a lot of casinos here. And there's a Hard Rock Cafe.
Biloxi, Mississippi, founded by the French as New Biloxi, capital of the French colony of Louisiana from 1721 to 1722, prior to the French removal to New Orleans. Incorporated as a town in 1850 by the Mississippi legislature.
Where's the lightning? Did you catch it?
There was a bolt of lightning out there.
Did you catch it?
No.
You're really not helpful. Where are you going? Oh, there you are.
Here I am. So this is the Ohr-O'Keefe Museum of Art in Biloxi, and one of the reasons that I was attracted to it or drawn to it is the aluminum panels, or the silver-ish panels that are built into the architecture. It very much reminded me of the Dorothy Chandler Center in Los Angeles, which is an architectural gem for Los Angeles. We used to do a lot of wedding photography and portrait photography there, and I thought this was really, really cool when I read about this place. So on the inside, it's mostly dedicated to pottery, dishes and glasses and things like that that were cast around the turn of the century. But the outside of the building, in my opinion, is a true piece of art. So we got about, I don't know, 45 minutes. I think we're just going to go in and maybe walk around the gift shop and see what's inside. So let's go. Yeah. So. George Ohr from 1857 to 1918. The greatest art potter on earth. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to come here was the architecture. Like I said, when I saw this building, it reminded me of the Dorothy Chandler Center in Los Angeles, and it's very peaceful here. The modern design of the building blends beautifully with the brick design of the building and the trees, the canopy here. Despite the highway out here, it's remarkably peaceful. It's not as loud as you would expect it to be with that much traffic out there, and the gift shop is quite lovely. It has an excellent variety of pottery works and other artistic jewelry and things like that, and some really good books on the artist himself. So I found it an enjoyable experience. Not sure Julie appreciated it as much as I did. Being a former draftsman, I like cool buildings, and this is one of the cooler buildings that I've seen in my life. So if you like architecture, definitely worth a stop.
At this point, we are about to go into the lighthouse, But in order to go into Lighthouse, it's only open like what, half an hour per day, I guess. You'd have to come into this building right here, the Lighthouse. Buy your ticket. At this point, it's $5. And then after you pay for your ticket in the gift shop, go back there and someone will actually go there and, you know, let you in. So, let's see what this little lighthouse has in store for us, right?
Right.
So, here's the lighthouse.
Yeah, we've done lighthouses in the Outer Banks, and I was in the lighthouse at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's about as big as this one. This one was built in 1848.
1848. It was started in 1847. And since we're already out here, for reference, the water would have come up right, probably I'd say just past that gate originally.
So all this has been filled in
All this
for
has been
beach.
filled in.
Yeah.
So the lighthouse hasn't ever been relocated, which can be noteworthy because a lot of them have been.
Yeah.
The water has been relocated though.
Okay.
I had someone that came in that wasn't afraid of heights at all and been in tons of lighthouses. She counted this step and the step to the plateau, and I believe she said 56, and I believe that she was probably pretty accurate.
Okay.
I've been up before more times than I can count, but since I'm terrified of heights, I wasn't really thinking about it. I was more like clinging on like a cat. So I'll begin with the beginning. In 1847, Congress allocated $12,000 for the lighthouse's construction and an innkeeper house, which would have been across the road. Mm-hmm. Well, $12,000 was going to be a lot of money back in the 1800s, and a local company built the innkeeper house, but a separate company called up in Baltimore, Maryland, built the lighthouse itself. It was noteworthy right off the bat because it was the first in the southern part of the United States to be made of cast iron, and one of 3 in the entire country to be made of cast iron in 1848. And the brick here is to strengthen that hull of the iron. And it's, you know, proven itself time and time again. It's been through over 20 storms.
One quick question: is this standing water after the storm surge, or is this the storm surge?
This was what was calculated to be. What that stands for is mean sea level. So in other words, average sea level. So not peak or the lowest. It was where the water sat during the storm, for the duration of the average time of where the rings were left after the storm, because the salt left rings within it before it was being repainted.
Okay. Good. All right. Thank you.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Are you coming? So this is the view from inside the lighthouse. You can see it's low tide. And you can hear it's quite windy out. And the wind is blowing across. But those are the beaches he was talking about. All man-made. Part of the seawall designed to protect Biloxi. And that's the view on the other side. You can see the casino. And that is the lens. On the inside, you can see it's an LED.
They're kind of torn between the part of the family's in New York, the other part lives in Pennsylvania, the Lancaster area. But my favorite is
56.
Yes.
If you count this, it's 57.
So they're counting this stuff. So I guess technicality it could be either 56 or 57.
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. We have those old trees in the south, you know, that have the Spanish moss and stuff on them. And then you've got this branch that's come out all the way out and is now laying on the ground. And then has dug itself into the ground and almost looks like it's another tree. Julie and I are wondering if there's a root system down there now and if this could live independently of the mother tree. You can rent a tuk-tuk.
I could rent a tuk-tuk. Are we the only person here?
It's entirely possible we will have the place to ourselves.
Oh, how romantic.
Those are the Jefferson Davis Home and Presidential Library.
We are at the house and the Presidential Library for Jefferson Davis, who was the first and only president for the Confederate States of America. So far I've learned a lot about his former career. I did not know that he was a graduate of West Point and a decorated soldier of the Mexican War. Interesting thing that I learned too is that of all the Confederate soldiers and all the people in the Confederacy, they were all given presidential pardons and were able to return as U.S. citizens. Everybody except Jefferson Davis. He was never pardoned for serving as a presidency of the Confederacy. And so he was truly the only man, the man without a country. So this is his house. Let's go inside.
All right, I don't see anybody else outside coming up, so we can go ahead and get started if y'all are ready. Married, Fritz first wife died real quickly, and so he basically. Yeah. He wasn't a player, because he was married to Verena forever, and then there. I love that library. It's huge. And all kinds of stuff. Video. There until the revolution broke out. That became very dangerous for them. So he decided he was coming to America. One of his older sons went to London. They began as a family building harps again. And so that's where this one came from New Dorsey. These days, that one is one of 3 left in the entire world. The other 2 are in private collections. Nobody sees those, and I'm not even sure where they are. This is the only one available for public viewing. You stayed a while. You didn't just visit overnight and move on. So the little cottage over here became Margaret's. She and her husband owned that one. That's why we call it the Hayes Pavilion. When we became a museum, people found out and began sending things back to us. They had inherited over the years, or maybe purchased or something like that. They knew we were part of this home. So that's where her furniture came from. It all came back to us. They were gifts from her family when she got married to her husband, Joel.
In the video, the cemetery, they show the Virginia Stars and Bars flag at the tombstones. Mm-hmm. How come they don't put the Confederate flag out? Why do they?
Because that's the one that basically was adopted, that has been adopted over the years as being the Confederate flag.
Oh, okay.
And so, but that's just because everybody recognizes that.
Okay.
They don't recognize some of the other flags.
So this is the bedroom. And then over here, this would be the main dining room. go outside to go, to go to bed.
I prefer to just go. I don't know why they did that.
So this is her bedroom.
I don't know why they did that, because I would just rather just go from inside the house. You know what I'm saying?
I guess in the summer, it made the room cooler at night for sleeping.
Well, the bedrooms had doors to go to each other's room. Yeah, see, he
Oh no, this is her bed. This is her bed?
Yeah,
No.
this is her bed. This is hers.
Yeah.
It's very supposedly fashionable. There's
Yeah.
her bed.
And then. Yep.
Oh, it's still good. I thought it's dried out.
Yeah, it was an orange plantation.
Yeah, it's definitely not the color that Spain grows, is it? That's all over the place? The lock is here, so I had to pack it up.
It's got a key lock right there. You can see it.
I was just sitting here remembering. Sometimes that's harder than it seems. Other times.
The thing I didn't realize is that he was a graduate of West Point. He was a United States Senator. He was a Secretary of War. He was a veteran twice, 2 different battles or 2 different wars against Mexico, one of which resulted in the independence of Texas. So he fought for the independence of Texas, and he was instrumental in building the Capitol Rotunda when he was with the engineers. We didn't hear any of that in school. I also find it ironic that of all the presidents and founders and men who led this country, he didn't own any slaves. Something that, some of the most revered leaders of this country, and I think he found himself on the other side of Lincoln, not by choice, almost out of duty, much the same way that Robert E. Lee found himself opposing the North out of duty. I also don't understand why every headstone in this cemetery has the battle flag of the Army of Virginia. They should have the Confederate flag.
Here's the unknown soldier, right?
Yep, this is the tomb of the unknown soldier from the Confederate Army. See, like this soldier here, Mississippi Home Guard. So this soldier served in the Mississippi, but it's got the flag for the Army of Virginia. So this modern structure is the Presidential Museum. All right, let's go in. Turn your Lincoln into a Jefferson, that's funny. General Stewart. Lee in the middle. Longstreet. Very tall.
Accomplishing a project like this involved finding the kinds of materials and the type of craftsmen that still know how to do the work that was done here so long ago.
The mortar is a mix between
Bricks made at the same brick kiln that were made in the middle part of
Right there, don't move. All right, so in 1810, the Spanish held heirs, Mississippi.
I call this the Daisy Duke.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. And to end up not even a citizen until after his death, they took away his citizenship.
Yeah, 100 years after his, I mean, Jimmy Carter
Carter and
Yeah. and Biden.
Biden,
Yep.
yeah.
That looks like a very giant Rolodex chair.
It is, I feel like a child.
Do you?
Yep.
I see. You're sweet.
I can't touch the ground. Stop it. I'm trying to look at the menu. Want some? All right, so we're at Shaggy's, and this is the yellowfin tuna bowl. This is the lobster mac and cheese, but I ordered it with shrimp and crawfish on top of it. That was good. And then Julie got the shrimp bowl. Look how pretty that is.
See, these houses look like Cambodian houses.
Yeah, they're all designed to
Right.
withstand the flooding of the storm surge.
Yep. See that?
right, merge onto I-110 north towards I-10.
Let's see, I don't think there's anything really nice over here. Oh, so this goes up to the freeway.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the freeway.
Yeah.